Hello everybody, this is Bart Kroger. I'm the Worland wildlife biologist, and today I'll be discussing the 2023 hunting season recommendations for my district. The shaded portion of this map shows the boundary of my district, and we will be discussing all the hunt areas within that boundary. Here's a list of all the herd units and corresponding hunt areas I'll be discussing. If you'd like, you can just scroll forward and look at those that you're most interested in. Before we get started, just want to give everybody a quick overview of how big game herds are performing within my district. Currently, pronghorn and mule deer numbers are probably at an all-time low. They started declining in about 2018 and ever since have continued to decline. We have reduced harvest in a lot of these populations, tried to slow some of that decline. But overall, these herds are facing a lot of issues out there, disease issues, habitat conditions, several weather events that we've had, poor fawn production, and predation thrown in on top of that. So they're struggling, so we're probably going to make a few more cuts on pronghorn and mule deer in terms of license numbers. Whitetail numbers are still doing really well, so yeah, we're going to try to stay on top of those, issue a few more licenses for the 2023 season. And as always, elk numbers seem to be doing real well also, and we'll try to stay on top of those to keep those populations in check. All right, we'll jump right into it and start talking about the 2023 season recommendations for pronghorn. First herd we'll talk about is the Copper Mountain Pronghorn herd, which includes hunt areas 76, 79, 114, and 115. Current population objective is 4,800 pronghorn. We don't have a real good population estimate of how many pronghorn we have out there, but we know numbers are down significantly. We know we had a winter die-off in 2018-19, and now this current winter here is a little bit more severe than normal, so we'll probably see additional die-offs there. It did have 3 years of poor fawn production, 2019 through 21. Habitat conditions are poor out there, just lots of cheatgrass. These antelope have a heck of a time trying to make a living out there. Hemorrhagic disease has occurred over the last couple years, not real significant, but we have documented some slight die-offs here and there. Current buck ratio is 41 bucks per 100 does, and yeah, we're going to cut a few licenses here. For Area 76, we are proposing a reduction of 25 licenses for the Type 1 quota. For Hunt Area 79, we have no proposed changes. For Area 114, we have a few proposed changes here. Type 1 license, we're looking at a reduction of 25 licenses there. Proposing to eliminate the Type 2 and the Type 8 license, and then the Type 6 and 7, small change to the season dates, and then a change to the limitation. And for Area 115, we are looking at a reduction of 50 licenses for both the Type 1 and Type 6. The next herd we'll discuss is the 15-mile pronghorn herd, which includes hunt areas 77, 83, and 110. Current population objective there is 4,600 pronghorn. We don't have a real good population estimate at this time. The model just doesn't perform very well. But we are planning to fly a line transect survey this spring, which will give us a good population estimate of this herd and help that model perform a little better. We know we had a winter die-off in 2018-19, and ever since that population has continued to decline, and this winter that we're currently in is not helping much. We have reduced harvest over the past 4 or 5 years. Current buck ratios right now are running about 41 bucks per 100 does. For Hunt Area 77, we are proposing a few changes there. No change to the Type 1 license. We are proposing to eliminate the Type 2 and Type 8. And then for the Type 6 and 7 license, slight change to the season dates and the limitation. And then for the Type 6 license, a reduction of 25 licenses there. For Area 83, no change to the Type 1 season. The Type 6 season, slight change to the season dates and the limitation. And then for Area 110, we are seeing better pronghorn numbers there. So we are proposing to slightly increase that license quota by 25 for both the Type 1 and 6. Now we'll move on to the 2023 season recommendations for deer. The first herd we'll discuss is the Southwest Bighorn mule deer herd, which includes all those hunter areas listed on your screen. Current population objective is 16,000 mule deer, and our current population model estimate tells us we're right at about 6,600 mule deer. We did fly a pretty intensive siteability survey in 2017, which gave us an estimate of 12,000 mule deer, and ever since, numbers have declined. It shows in our harvest data, it shows in our classification data that this population has declined significantly over the past 5-6 years. CWD prevalence in this herd is running about 18% for adult mule deer bucks, so that's not helping. These mule deer spend a lot of their time in pretty poor habitat conditions, so they struggle trying to get by there. We've had record low hunter success the past 3 years, which is averaging about 43% success. For hunter areas 35, 36, 37, and 39, we do have a few proposed changes to the general season. For area 35, 39, we got no proposed change there. For area 36 Type 1, a reduction of 100 licenses there. Area 36 Type 8, no change. 37 Type 1, a reduction of 25 licenses. And then for the 37, 39 Type 3 and Type 8, we did extend those seasons a couple weeks into December, and then increase the Type 3 by 25 licenses and the Type 8 by 50 licenses. For Area 40, no change to the general season, and then for the Type 3 and Type 8, we changed the opening date for the regular season dates from October 1 to October 15th, and then made a slight change in the limitation, which now that license will also be valid in Area 35. For Area 164, we do have a couple changes here. No change to the general or the Type 3 license. Type 6 license, we are making a proposed change for the opening date to go to October 1st, and then increased that quota by 25 licenses, and proposing to eliminate the Type 7, and then no change to the Type 8. And we have no change to the non-resident Region M deer quota. Next herd unit we'll discuss is the Basin mule deer herd unit, which includes areas 125 and 127. Currently, area 125 is a limited quota area, and 127 is a general area. Have a population objective there of 3,600 mule deer, and a current population estimate of right at about 1,000 mule deer. This estimate seems fairly reasonable given the fact that harvest has declined, hunter success has declined, and we've had suboptimal fawn production since about 2018. So yeah, not a lot of deer, and it is tough hunting in this herd unit. CWD prevalence is running about 25%. That's for all deer that we've sampled. Don't have real great sample sizes, but it is pretty high. Current buck ratio is right at about 33 bucks per 100 does, and yeah, record low hunter success for the past 3 years, which is averaging about 33%. So for these hunter areas, we're proposing no change to the Type 1 season in 125 or the general season in 127. For the Type 3 and Type 8 in Area 127, we are proposing a slight increase in the license quota, and then for the Type 3, extending that season a couple weeks into December. And we have no change to the Region X non-resident region quota of 200. The last deer herd we'll discuss is the Owl Creek Meeteetse mule deer herd, which includes hunt areas 116 through 120. Current population objective is 5,000 mule deer, but right now we don't have a real good population estimate of where we are in terms of that objective. Model just doesn't perform very well, but we know numbers are down. This herd is a special management herd, which allows us to manage for greater than 30 bucks per 100 does, and right now our 3-year average buck ratio is right at about 35 bucks per 100 does. Hunter success here is averaging about 70% success, which is really good. We still have fair to good deer numbers out there, and most hunters are pleased with current deer numbers in this herd. For Area 116, 117, and 118, the only proposed change we have is a slight increase to the Type 8 license by 25 licenses, and those are a doe fawn whitetail. For areas 119 and 120, the only proposed change is to the Type 2 license in Area 119, and that is a reduction of 25 licenses from 75 down to 50. Now we'll move on to the 2023 season recommendations for elk. The first elk herd we will discuss is the South Bighorns elk herd unit. It's a fairly large herd unit, includes up to 6 different hunt areas, but within my district I only cover areas 47, 48, and 49, so we'll just discuss those. Those 3 combined hunt areas have a winter count goal of 900 elk, and recent 3-year average, we are counting about 1,500 elk within those 3 hunt areas. So we're quite a ways over that winter count goal, so we are in the mode of continuing to increase harvest and get this population back down. Current calf ratios are right at about 23 calves per 100 cows. We continue to issue lots of licenses here just to reduce this population, and annually we harvest about 800 elk between these 3 hunt areas. No change to Area 47, and then in Area 48, no change to the Type 1 or 4 season. For the Type 6 season, we do have a reduction of 200 licenses. And we are adding a Type 7 in Area 48, which will have similar archery dates, but this is a later hunt starting November 7th, running till December 15th with a quota of 300 licenses. For Area 49, no change to the Type 1. For the Type 4, this season will now have an earlier opening date of September 15th. The Type 6 license will now have a later opening date of October 9, and that quota has been reduced from 850 down to 350, with no November or December hunting allowed with that Type 6 license. So take note of that. But however, we did add a Type 7 license, which starts November 7th, runs until December 21st, with a quota of 500 licenses. Now we'll move on to the gooseberry elk herd unit, which includes hunt areas 62, 63, and 64. We have a winter count goal in this herd unit of 2,000 elk, and our 3-year average right now is running about 2,500 elk. So we are over about 25% in terms of the number of elk that we have out there. Current calf ratios are right at 16 calves per 100 cows, and our 5-year average is right at about 18 calves per 100 cows. We still try to maintain good bull quality here and hunting experience for those hunters that are lucky enough to draw a Type 1, 2, or 3 license. But then on the other hand, we are over our winter count goal, so we continue to issue lots of licenses with long season dates for most of the cow-calf hunting. And roughly, we harvest about 600 elk annually from this herd. For Area 62, no change to the Type 1 or Type 4 season. And for the Type 5, we eliminated Area 63 from that license type. So now it'll just be a 62 Type 5, no longer 63 being valid for that license type. And we did increase the quota from 150 to 175 licenses. And for Area 63, 64 for the Type 1, 2, and 3 license, no change. And then for Area 63, Type 4 and 6, no change there also. And no change for the Area 64, Type 6 or 7 license types. Now we'll move on to talk about 2023 season recommendations for the Absaroka moose herd unit. So the Absaroka moose herd unit includes hunt areas 8, 9, and 11. We have 4 management objectives that we try to meet for this herd. The first being that we want to see at least the median age of bulls that are harvested be greater than 4 years of age, and currently right now the 5-year average we're at 5 years of age. The second objective is that we want to see days per animal harvested be less than 10, and currently we're at 8.3 days per harvest. The third objective is we'd like to see at least 40% of the bulls harvested be 5 years or older, and currently the 5-year average we're at 66% of the bulls that are harvested are greater than 5 years of age. And our last objective is just the documentation of mature bulls within the herd unit. And in 2021 and 2022, we actually documented 40 bulls, different bulls within hunt areas 9 and 11 through trail camera pictures that we had. Hunter success usually runs about 100%. Bull ratios are running about 60 bulls per 100 cows. We have been seeing some fairly good calf ratios the past few years, averaging about 50 calves per 100 cows. And we did start what we call the Meeteetse Moose Project in 2020, where we did collar moose, both cows and bulls. And what we're trying to gain from that study is document some survival, habitat use, the movement of those moose, so we can potentially apply some better management into the future for these moose. So Area 8 will continue to be closed. It's been closed for a number of years now. Area 9, no change there, quota of 3, and all 3 of those licenses will go to residents. And Area 11, no change there with a quota of 5, and all those will go to resident hunters also. So that concludes the presentation for my district. If you do have questions, you can contact me directly at the number listed there, or you can call Dan Smith or Corey Class at the Cody Regional Office with their information there also. If you do have comments, you can submit them via online or in writing. To the website there, or if you want to mail them to the address listed there also. Just remember, all comments must be submitted and received by 5 p.m. March 29th, 2023. Just want to thank everybody for joining in today. Hope you have a wonderful 2023 hunting season, and also be safe out there.